Mr. Bradshaw here with AddSomeToYourIncome.com to answer the question, how can I make passive income? I plan on defining these words and then giving you my list of ways to make passive income. Let's dive in. Making passive income has a great feeling. Waking up one morning and you've already got notifications telling you money has gone into your bank and you haven't even done anything. You get to say another day, another dollar at the beginning of the day instead of after all the work. That helps me to get going. I remember sleeping in after my birthday one year and I found the email that told me that money had gone into my bank in the middle of the night. Wow, that felt great. And I had chosen to sleep in that day too. Well, defining words. Let's get there. This question, what can I do to make passive income? I'm going to actually look at each of the words for a moment and make sure we're there. I didn't ask, why do I make passive income? It's needed though. You need to know why, because it'll get tough and it'll get boring. It'll get to that point where it's not that fun, exciting, exhilarating part anymore. It's now just drudgery and it's grind work. I didn't ask, or it's not in this, like who. Everyone can. Everyone can. I didn't ask when. It could have been that you've already started, or it could have been that you're eventually going to. I didn't ask when. I didn't ask who. I asked what can I do? And that what helps to already build towards the action you're going to need to take, because passive income takes a lot of work. A lot of it being mental work. You figure it out in the mind first and then you bring it into reality. What can? So the can is like, what are you capable of? And be realistic with yourself. Knowing, okay, I'm currently not capable of owning a 100-story skyscraper building and renting it out. What can I do to get there is a question. I just know at this moment where I'm at what I can do. And the next part of this question is I. Now we turn that to say you, right? What can you? And you've got to know you, and you've got to do you, and you've got to know that you're valuable, and you've got to know that you've got the mind to figure this out, and you've got to just be comfortable in your own skin, able to look yourself in the mirror. I was telling a person today, I went 16 years without looking at myself in the mirror. It was a very unhealthy time in my life, never looking myself in the eyes. Yeah, that's who I was. There are things in my past I hope people don't judge me by it because I don't live there anymore. And yet they do. The person I am now is one who can look myself in the mirror, and I can look you in the eyes too. So, this is about you. What can you do? Again, the action there, it's important for the word to be do, because often money flows to the doers. Often money flows to the, okay, I'll just say it, money flows to the doers. It also flows, though, to those who inspire others to do, especially if we start to get talking about passive income, and on the list is included the running a business. Money flows to the doers. So what are you doing to get that passive income? And when it really comes down to it is like, well, we all have the same amount of time in a day, in a year, in a decade, right? We don't all have the same amount of time of our life, but I'm saying you have the same time as I do. Right now, I'm not watching some movie I was just being advertised for the YouTube TV thing, free subscription for 2 weeks to check it out, watch all these things that are being produced and made by someone else. Being a producer can bring about passive income because you'll be receiving the money for the thing you have created. When you do something. Instead of just consuming something, you are producing something. Look at your activities, look at your day, look at what you're accomplishing, and think to yourself, all right, where am I just consuming? Where am I just on the treadmill of life? I'm bean counting, bean counting, bean counting. That's how I'm spending my time. And where is it? And when is it that I am actually being the creator of things that are valuable? Because I'm about to get to how to make the passive income. Making. That's it. Creating. To make, to create, to compose, to produce, to be the one who touches on the divine, because you are making something valuable. What can you do to make passive? Now, this is the point at which we really have to be clear about the definition of the word passive income. Many people hear the word passive and they get in their minds that you won't have to do any labor. And that they are different. Labor income, I'm working today, I get paid today. Passive income, I'm working today and it's spring. It's the time to have the very little seedlings right now. Like we've already passed the time of prepare the ground and putting in fertilizer, clearing the ground, putting in the rows, planting the seeds. A spring break is already passed. We're at the point in spring that we see the little seedlings, and it's going and making sure the water is getting to the end of the row that it needs to be watering, doing the weeding out what's not there in your life. Again, pockets of time being used watching TV could be changed to being something that's productive. Weed things out of your life so that you are becoming productive. And so passive, I say you get paid at harvest. So you do this work and you've got your things that are there, the little plants, you tend them all summer long, and you get to harvest time, you bring them in out of the field, you get them to the market, and you sell them. And the trick of it is to be selling things that can be completely reproduced quickly, easily. You've got your book on Amazon and it sells. And because it sells, your other books also sell. And you've spent years and years and years. You've weeded your life so that I have this amount of time to write, and I write. And I go to the workshop to, clear the ground. And I learn how to lay out the plan. There's the lines. I learn how to tell the story and make it one that just catches people. I write book after book after book. I have my rejection letters. I have my failures. I have attempted and worked and worked and worked and worked and worked. And now all of a sudden I can say passive income. It doesn't mean there wasn't labor. What passive income means is that the money flows to you in one of two ways. Either on a timely set interval, like each month, this amount of money is coming to me because of work I did before. Or it flows to you often instantly, the way the world is. It flows to you because of people now buying products that you have created before. It still requires watching. It still can do marketing. And that passive word makes me a little nervous, that it makes people think, well, I don't have to work very hard at it. It takes spring and then summer and in through autumn before you're getting the harvest. And what most people end up doing is they realize all the labor that's going to be required and they kind of back off and don't get it done. And that's where you've got to have that why to make sure you're working on your income. So the income's the money. Here's my list. Real estate. I have purchased properties and received payments from these properties. They can grow and grow and grow with being able to get more and more and more of them. Percentage of interest on promissory notes are being paid to me. I always remember a quote, I believe it was Einstein and then requoted by others, that about interest. Thems that know it, don't know it, pay it. Thems that know it, earn it. Thems that don't, pay it. Interest. that I have flowing to me is greater than the interest that I have flowing away from me. Royalties, books, songs, other creations like art that get reproduced, sold, and I receive back a paycheck on those. Small business. You set up a small business, you get to a point where you have employees, you pay them to do the work. You still have a lot of labor that's involved in this. Again, passive income still requires labor. And then you see money flowing to you at the end of each day. Hey, big business, not just small business, big business. Big business, you have a company that's large, or you get it large, and then you really start to see the income flowing to you. Be the next owner of the franchises that sells the franchises. You're not just selling little books, you're selling an entire business to someone else. And how do you do that? Where do you go? How does it happen? Hey, wow, okay. All of these things, and I haven't even mentioned one of the most obvious ones. If people say, how can I make passive income? And that's in the stocks and what's in the market. And investing by buying low, selling high. And you make money. Those capital gains, the dividends that get paid to you, all of that happens. An exciting world. I'm not going to spend any more talking about that nor give specific stock advice, but it is a place to be able, again, all that labor, planning, purchasing, knowing, like researching, knowing that you are going to be investing in something that is going to increase. Then you put your money into the stocks to see some passive income, and you know the risk of also having it become, what would be the opposite of a passive income when it becomes a passive hobby? Let's call it that, because once your money's flowing out, it's a hobby. I've enjoyed our time together, and I look forward to seeing you on the other side.